Hey guys, so I just want to talk to you about part of the experience that I had. So I saw very, very clearly that we reap what we sow. And now you've probably heard that before, especially if you read the Bible. It does say that in there, but this was not just some words that Jesus was saying that didn't need to be taken seriously. These were words that were very, very specific and that were very, very truthful. So when Jesus said, "You reap what you sow," he was talking not only about the things that you do will come back to you. So this could be likened to karma, how some people say, you do this, well, it's going to come back to you. Well, not only is that true, but this is not just acts. This is not just things that you do to other people or things that you do to the world. This is thought. So if you have thought, now let me give you an example. And as soon as I start talking about this, it might make something make sense to you that you've never quite understood before. So if you have ever thought really negatively about somebody, you meet them, you immediately don't like them, or perhaps you have this feeling about them and you're thinking, oh, that's so strange, I wonder why I don't really like this person, but there's just something about them that's rubbing me the wrong way. Now, I'm going to let you know that telepathically, we are communicating with people all the time, and we do this through thought. So if someone has a lot of negative thoughts about you, this person will start popping up into your mind, and you will think negative things about them as well. You will be giving back the same energy totally unconsciously that they have been giving to you. So you might start thinking resentful things or mean things about this person when in fact you don't really know them or know anything about them. Now, if that has ever happened to you, that you are like, why does this person keep on popping up into my mind? It is more than likely because that person is thinking about you. So whatever the feeling that you get when this person or when you think about this person is more than likely the feeling that they are giving as they are thinking about you. So, as I said, we reap what we sow. So if you are spending a lot of time judging other people, being critical of other people, more than likely you are very concerned about what other people think about you. Now, the reason why you're so concerned is because subconsciously you know what you're doing and that you are going to receive it back. So there is that feeling of concern that is there because subconsciously you do know that is going to return to you at some point. So first off, very important to let go of criticisms and judgments of other people. Now, I know, so several years ago, I saw something that was saying, we shouldn't be judging people, we need to stop doing this and that. And I thought, oh, that's a really great idea. I'm going to try to do that. I got my husband on board and said, hey, let's do this. If you notice that I'm, talking trash, stop me. So he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we started to do that. And then, of course, it just kind of fell by the wayside and you go back into the way that things were. But this kept coming up into my mind that this was something that was very, very important to do. So in my life, I had been associated with a group of people and that they always, really talked about other people. And of course, during that time, I was a part of it. But I really started to not like this, and I started to see it for the poison that it was, and so I disassociated myself from that and cut myself off from it. And now it's kind of the opposite feeling that I would get even if I hear somebody talking about somebody else or saying something bad about them. I immediately get this, like, oh, I just get this bad feeling, which of course, that's my resistance to that thing, which I shouldn't be giving resistance because everybody has to live their own life. And even me judging that they are judging is not a good thing. I should be open and accepting to it all. Which is my goal. That's what I'm working towards. But let me give you a couple examples here of things that, of why this is so important and of something that you can do if you have been really judgmental or critical of somebody else. So first off, my couple of examples of you reap what you sow is that I was working with a client. She lived near a city that another client was from, and this client owned a shop there, and I really liked her. So I, mentioned to my client, hey, you should go and check out this shop. It's a really, really great place. And, that was kind of the end of it. Just told her, hey, go and check this place out. So I leave my session. These were done through Zoom. So I leave, I go home, and guess what is waiting for me at my house? A present from that person who I had just been talking about, but I was talking about them, I wasn't even talking about them. I don't even know what was mentioned about that person, probably nothing, just their store. And I was just sending all of this, good energy to this person. And I have a present sitting, waiting for me on my counter from this person. So that was just really affirming to me, like, wow, you really do reap what you sow and you get it back really quick. So this might have even been the same week. It might have been the following week. I'm going for a drive, driving back from a place with somebody, and this person was talking really bad about somebody that they didn't even know. They didn't even know this person, but I kind of knew that person. And so I was defending this person, saying, you don't even know this person. I think that they're a really great and wonderful person, and you just need to shut it. And so anyways, I get home, and guess what is waiting for me on my counter again? A present from this person. So I had not even spoken to them, hadn't even seen them probably 9 months, a year, maybe longer. Hadn't even talked to this person. They hadn't even come into my mind. This is an acquaintance, but somebody that I met and I just know is a really, really good person. And so it just reaffirmed for me again, look at this, you reap what you sow. I had this, good thought about this person, and immediately I receive a gift. And not that we need to receive gifts every time that we talk about somebody, but my point in that is that we reap what we sow. And the fact that I was, spreading positivity, and then I got something positive back. It was the vibe that I was putting out, I immediately received back. So what we can do to counteract this, so if you have spread a lot of negativity, first off, don't feel bad about it. When we're ignorant to something, when we just don't know, we're going to do things that are going to harm us, and we just don't even know that they're causing us this grief or this harm in our life. But as soon as we do know, then we can do something to change it. So if you have spread a lot of negativity or really bad thoughts towards somebody, maybe you have gossiped and spread really bad rumors about somebody, even if they were true, it still doesn't make it okay, because we reap what we sow. So what you can do to counteract that, to completely eliminate the reaping from what you sowed, the way to get rid of that is to go to that person telepathically. So you can do that kind of how we've been doing these sessions. Take yourself into that meditative state and just connect with that person. So I usually just would, envision that that person is there with me. So then what you're going to do is you're going to tell them, hey, I'm really sorry. I was, saying whatever you were saying about them, or thinking these negative thoughts, and I really shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that it was actually damaging you. Because let me tell you, those negative thoughts are received by that person, and it does cause them damage. So let me give you an example. This would be, more relatable if you come from a small town. So, everybody knows that there's, a couple people in that small town that maybe they just don't got it together, that they've got, a lot of problems. And so people will talk about these people, right? Which is, the total opposite of what we should be doing with the people who have problems. We should be giving them extra love, not giving them our poison. But we do. It's just the way that we do things. That is going to change in our world. It's going to change when people wake up and see the light. But up until this point, we've been giving them this poison, and they are receiving it. They are receiving it, and they are believing it. They might not know where these things are coming from, but they are receiving it, and it is helping them to stay stuck in that place. It's just keeping them there, and they will remain there as long as everyone keeps throwing their poison on this person, and they are unaware that that is why things are happening the way that they're happening. So back to what I was saying. So if you go to this person telepathically, apologize sincerely, very sincerely, of course, there's no other way to do it. And then what you do is you hold the intention for them. Now, this is nothing specific. You are not creating their life for them, but you are holding the intention that they will have the absolute best outcome in their life that they could possibly ever have. And then you believe that, and you have no doubt about it, and you give a joyful thanks to the divine for what is going to occur in this person's life. And that is the end of it. As long as you can stay in that place of, having no doubt that they are going to have such a wonderful, positive outcome, then that is it. You have resolved that karma that is there, because the only way that you can do that is if you are truly loving that person. And love heals everything. It heals all the wounds. It heals all of that poison that you may have spit out on other people over time. So I just have one more story about that, of how our poison, our words, our thoughts, and our actions can affect and harm other people. So I had a client who had this feeling like they did not deserve love. So what I do when I'm working with clients, which if you are a hypnotherapist watching this, take note of this. So I follow that feeling all the way back to where it very first began. So where this feeling very first began was when they were an infant. So they were either in a crib or a bassinet, some type of little, baby carrying thing. So a very, very small person at this point. Now, they did not know the words that were being said to them, but as they were laying there in their little baby bed, they knew that a sibling was standing over them, kind of cursing them. So they may have been very jealous. This happens, with older siblings. The new baby comes along. It's not that they're loved anymore, but all of a sudden this baby needs a lot of attention. And that means all these other kids don't get that attention anymore. So this sibling was sitting there just talking really mean to this baby. Don't know what was said, but it was in a very bad vibration that this baby was receiving this. And so once, we saw this, and it could be released, and this person then was able to really believe that they deserved to be loved. So the thing about this is this was something that happened to them subconsciously. They didn't come to me and say, hey, I don't feel like I'm loved. I think it came from when my sibling was, talking really mean to me when I was an infant. Of course, they didn't know that. And that is the case with so many of us, is that our issues, all of our issues, are subconscious, and some of them were so long ago that we don't know where they're coming from. And so we might have this feeling and we just can't seem to work through it. We can't seem to get past it or get over it, because there is a block that is there, a belief that was held onto and that we kept, and so this client is in their mid to late 60s. So they have been holding this belief for a long time, their entire life, and didn't know why. So a lot of us go through our life and we will come up with reasons, right? So she would have, I'm sure, over the years come up with millions of reasons why, I'm unloved or don't deserve to be loved. And when we have a belief like that, we reinforce it every time that something happens. Let's say somebody treats us this way. Oh, there's the reinforcement. See, I knew that. I knew that I don't deserve to be loved. And we're almost looking for it because we always want to be right. So the way to change this is to just mentally cleanse away all of that junk, all of that stuff that is from other people, is from other things, from beliefs about ourselves that are having a huge bearing on our life that don't need to. So I started by saying we reap what we sow. So that is the lesson for today, is that we really do reap what we sow, and that this is through action, through thought, through your words, through things that you do. So our thoughts are very, very important. So if you find yourself regularly thinking about somebody or talking about someone or several people in a negative way, immediately stop. Immediately stop doing it, because it's going to come back and hurt you. Not necessarily exactly how you sent it out, but it will come back in that exact vibration. So however that has been or will be harming that person, you're going to get it back in that same way. It's going to feel that same way to you, whether that happens now, or later, or much farther down the line. It does return to us. So just being conscious of your thoughts, and first off, really being conscious of your thoughts and how you think about yourself, because those things really do affect us as well. So that is the lesson for the day, and I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing day.